Hello, everybody. Welcome to TOI Sports, your daily guide to all that's happening in Indian cricket. Beyond the Boundaries, the name of the show. We've got a power pack panel today. Nitin Naik joins us from Mumbai. We've got Gaurav Gupta also joining us from Mumbai. And we've got Dwaipen Datta joining us from Chennai. Thanks a lot, gentlemen, for joining us. Today's topic is quite interesting. We want all of you to be part of this conversation. Remember, you can be part of the conversation by commenting, liking, sharing, and subscribing. The topic we have today is India's all-time Test 11, and we've got our three panelists to pick their all-time Test 11 for India plus the 12th man. That's very important. So the all-time 12 we've asked them to pick. Starting off with you, Nitin. What's your all-time Test 11 for India, and what are the reasons for your picks over here?
Can I do it in the batting order?
Absolutely, go
In
ahead.
yeah. Okay, starting off with Sunil Gavaskar, Virendra Sehwag, Rahul Dravid, Sachin Tendulkar, Virat Kohli, captain, Rishabh Pant, wicketkeeper, Kapil Dev, Ravichandran Ashwin, Anil Kumble, Jasprit Bumrah, Zahir Khan, 12th man VVS Lakshman.
So let's go through one by one. So your openers are Gavaskar and Sehwag.
Yeah.
Any particular reason why you have zeroed in on them, apart from their records?
All conditions players. Fantastic Gavaskar, a brilliant fourth innings batsman as well, and technically proficient. Sehwag, a match winner on his day, can set up a game, can create time for the bowlers because there are so many games where just because of the speed at which he scored, he created that time out of nowhere for the bowlers and won games for India. So Gavaskar and Sehwag, fire and ice almost. Rahul Dravid obviously for the solidity at number three, and Tendulkar obviously the god, all conditions player, uh, true genius. Virat Kohli, I know it'll be a very debatable choice because he seems to have slipped off the radar, especially in terms of the modern Fab Four. But I think that the kind of peak that he enjoyed from 2015 to 2019, I think he deserves to be in the all-time Indian 11. Um, Rishabh Pant, I think pips MS Dhoni as a I know Dhoni probably on turning tracks was a better keeper, but Rishabh's left-handedness as well as the more dynamic and explosive power that he has, I would pick Rishabh Pant. Kapil Dev, all-round genius, can bat and ball. He can win games for you. Um, Ashwin will give you the off spinners, the steady off spinners as well as a decent bat at number eight. Anil Kumble, one of the greatest ever, and we need a wrist spinner. So especially on wickets that go a little bit up and down, even overseas, I think his performances in Australia in 2004. I think he reinvented himself towards the later half of his career. Jasprit Bumrah takes the seamer's position, and Zahir Khan for the left arm variety as well as um, VVS Lakshman will be a close miss, but then I'll keep him as 12th man.
Interesting. Gaurav, what's your all-time Test 11 for India?
Yeah, so mine is I'm obviously opening with Virendra Sehwag and Sunil Gavaskar sir. Without doubt, the finest opener the cricket world has ever seen. And Sehwag, of course, for his impetuosity and for his spirit to take on the bowlers in any given conditions and against any attack he was willing to attack. Go for his shots. And then one down would be Rahul Dravid, number three batsman, of course, man for all seasons and all conditions again, and somebody who will bat in the trenches for me. And I would trust him to bat to save my life. At number four, obviously Sachin Tendulkar, the greatest batsman the cricket world has ever seen after Sir Donald Bradman. Number five would be Rishabh Pant, the wicketkeeper batsman, with the star wicketkeeper batsman, who is easily by now he has achieved what no other Indian wicketkeeper has ever achieved, I think. And with all due respect to Dhoni in Test cricket. Dhoni is nowhere near the achievements of Rishabh Pant in Test cricket. I think, and the twin centuries in England showed us that, and his spirit, the way he walked out to bat, with that broken foot, and having starred in so many of our memorable victories in his 6 7 year old career, Test career so far. That Gaba victory and the Sydney Test match that we saved in there also. He played a vital knock. So number five would be Rishabh Pant. Number six would be Kapil Dev, the greatest all-rounder we have ever produced. Arguably the greatest player that we have produced, along with Sachin Tendulkar and Sinu Gavaskar sir. Absolutely phenomenal player. One for the somebody who's really a crowd puller and somebody that you would pay to watch, like Virendra Sehwag. And Sachin Tendulkar. Number seven, I'm forgetting. I think I had listed Irapalli Prasanna sir. As the great, as I feel that he's our greatest off spinner. Although Ashwin will have many more wickets than has many more wickets than him, I think he took some 8 for 76 against New Zealand in New Zealand in Wellington. I think in those windy conditions and completely anti spinner, unhelpful conditions for spinners. I'm sure, and from whatever I've read and the little bit of I've seen of him on YouTube, I think he was the greatest off spinner that we have ever produced. And Bishan Singh Bedi sir would be there amongst the spinners. The finest left-arm spinner perhaps the cricket world has ever seen, with the most poetic action, and of course. Again, somebody who imagine Jasprit Bumrah could not break Bishan Bedi sir's record in Australia despite taking all the wickets that he did. He equalized that record, equaled that record. I think both now have some 31 wickets in Australia in a five-test series. They hold the record together. And then Anil Kumble, of course, the greatest leg spinner that we have produced. With all due respect to Bhagat Chandrasekhar sir, kept toiling and kept really improved his overseas record in the second half of his career. I thought that was the most remarkable part about his career, and the way he sort of evolved and sort of graded himself and answered his critics who rightly felt that he was not successful in overseas conditions, like he would run through sides in India, and that was very difficult, for a spinner to do with the kind of batsman that every team had. And it never relied on tailor-made conditions like Ashwin, Akhtar, Jadeja. What happened after 2015, we saw. I think Kumble never relied on those kind of conditions to take, absolute akhadas to take wickets for us. Like that. And Jasprit Bumrah, of course, the greatest fast bowler that we've ever produced. The most wonderful fast bowler, despite all the criticism directed at him. I think one of the most wonderful fast bowlers that we have seen in world cricket. Mohammad Shami, I would put him there. Extremely underrated, but again a terrific fast bowler when he's in rhythm, as we've often seen, and can dismantle top orders easily. Can produce the magic unplayable ball. So this is, I think, about it. I mean, this will be my. My 12th man will be Mohammad Siraj in case any of the fast bowlers are injured, because again Siraj has shown us in England that he can toil all day and all series and give us breakthroughs at the right time and keep trying for me. So somebody who can bowl to save my life, if Dravid can bat to save my life. So that and in terms of a reserve fielder, I will have substitute fielder. I will have Eknath Solkar sir fielding for me, and maybe Mohammad Azharuddin, because they will hold all the catches for me when any of the regular players are injured.
Okay, we'll analyze each of your 11 very shortly. Dwepen, what's your all-time Test 11 for India?
So as I choose it, so it should be according to conditions. So if the team is playing in India, the first rider that I want to put in is that my team is based on players I have seen. I am not going to go into players like Bedi, Chandrasekhar, Prasanna, who I have not seen. So it is entirely post 80s team what I have seen. So on the basis of that, it will be Gavaskar, Sehwag, Rahul Dravid, Tendulkar, Virat Kohli, that's five. Then Rishabh Pant is six. Then Kapil is seven. Then eight will be Jadeja, Ravindra Jadeja. Nine, Kumble, Bumrah, 10, and Zahid Khan, 11. And if I am playing in India, then I will have Ashwin in place of Zahid Khan.
Okay, okay. Interesting, interesting. So, gentlemen, just going through each of your 11, starting with you, Nitin. Uh, who have you picked as your captain for this team?
Virat Kohli. Virat Kohli.
What about you, Dwaipan?
Virat Kohli.
And you, Gigi?
Kapil Dev would be my captain, but I don't know. I mean, if I can change it at the last minute in terms of Test cricket, maybe I'll go with Gavaskar sir as my captain. In Test cricket. I mean, but yeah, Kapil, it will be a tight call. I'm still a bit undecided because I think Kapil was an inspirational captain, can inspire the team with any sort of performance at any point in time
Kapil,
in the game.
yeah,
But then
but Kapil's test record as captain was very poor. He won just 4 test matches as
Yeah,
captain.
yeah. I mean, not really poor. Very poor नहीं बोल सकते Chandresh. He won a series two. We won a series 2-0 in England under him in '86. That was the. Last time he won in England till 2007. So इतना भी poor नहीं था उनका record. It was okay, and I thought he played more of Test under Gavaskar's captaincy. So
But I think those were the only two tests he won as captain, is it? Or did they
No,
win
no, again,
anything
he
else?
won two
But
against
but
Sri
how
Lanka.
many is he really
Sri
captain in? I think they went to Sri Lanka. They went to
He
Sri
won.
So
Lanka
the
and they lost the series there.
captain
He,
in 34 test matches and won just 4.
Yeah, yeah. He won two against Sri Lanka and two against England.
That's it.
Hmm.
34 test matches and so he couldn't win anything. So basically it took 3 years for him to win a test match as
but
captain.
but wasn't that the
Yeah,
era when we would hardly win
The
test
Lord's
matches?
Test was his first win as captain.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that
No,
was
I
the era when it's not like we used to win 7 out of 8 test matches. We used to lose
Yeah, yeah.
more than we used to win.
Correct.
That
And
wasn't
there
the
were a
era
lot of
where we used
draws
to win
also.
60,
A
70
lot of
test matches
draws
in a
also
year.
at that. A lot of
but
draws
he
also.
was
Yeah,
a
yeah.
he was a like not a great test captain. So I was just wondering about that when you're picking Kapil
But
as India.
more or less we used to lose more than we used to win that era. So I don't think you can judge him by the record. The international cricket was far more competitive than it is now. You couldn't. The West Indies was not the West Indies that it is now. So
Just looking at all three Test 11s, I guess the top four is the same in all three of your Test 11s.
Yeah,
Is that a fair assessment?
yeah, absolutely. I think
There's no
Dravid,
dispute
Sachin,
at all in the top four.
Dravid, Sachin, and Gavaskar, I think will
And
be.
Sehwag.
No, I'm saying at least these three will be, I think, in the 11 of, I think, 140 crore Indians.
Hmm. Dwaipan, is
I,
that a fair
I
assessment that the top four
Yeah,
is the
it is
same?
it is a fair assessment, and like our love for Virendra Sehwag is justified. Uh, but I have a feeling is that the way KL Rahul is going, if he can keep this up for a couple of more years, he can be the second opener. Like if you talk of technique, he's one of the finest Indian openers that I have seen.
Okay, okay, okay. Also, I saw that the choice of the wicket keeper, it's no longer being sentimental by picking a Syed Kirmani or a Kiran More or a Farooq Engineer or those kind of names. We are sticking to or MS Dhoni. That's a big miss. Gigi, MS Dhoni not being part of any of the all-time Test 11 for India. Is that a surprise for you?
MS Dhoni, Chandra didn't have a great in terms of. I mean, he was a great white ball great, but can you really call him a red ball great? I don't think so. Yeah, I mean, it took him that 76 not out at Lords in that 2007 tour to save that Test match and sort of play a major role in our series victory that time. But I don't think you can really call him a Test great. I mean, he did hammer some terrific Test centuries in India. I remember the double hundred against Australia in January 2013, I think in Chennai. That was a terrific knock. But then again, the Australian attack was not really great in terms of that. If you say that, and then there were some hundreds against South Africa and visiting teams. 100 against South in Pakistan in Faisalabad, I think, when he hooked Shoaib Akhtar for a six and stuff. So these were good knocks, but I would actually place him below maybe a Farooq Engineer also who scored a 94 or something against the West Indies. Against a very formidable attack of I think if there was Griffith and there was Hall against those kind of bowlers. So I think we have seen some terrific test wicket keepers who can bat, and I would place Dhoni somewhere in that list, but not at the top of the list.
Also, the other name, Nitin, that I can see common in all three lists is Kapil Dev. So I guess some names have surpassed all generations.
Yeah, I mean Kapil Dev, uh, for for his ability to what we often forget about Kapil Dev is the control that he gave you. Even in one day cricket. I mean, obviously here we are discussing tests, but if I remember most of his spells in one day cricket, I think his spells used to be 5 overs, two maidens, 7 runs, one wicket, or 5 overs, two maidens, 7 runs, no wickets. So that that's the kind of control he gave you, and probably one of the greatest outswingers that the game has seen. Um, I think lost out on pace in between, but then I think he rediscovered his outswinger on that tour to Australia, where I think he took 26 wickets in 1991, 1992. Got Alan Border out repeatedly, got Dean Jones out. Um, I if he had if Mark Taylor would have been his final wicket at Perth, I think he would have been remembered more fondly. But obviously, I think Richard Hadley's 431 was at the back of his mind. Um, so I think slight tarnishing of legacy over there. But I feel that Kapil Dev has to be there in front.
There's a comment by Arvind Atreya. He says that Kapil Dev is the father of Indian cricket, and he says Kapil Dev is like Mahatma Gandhi. So he's going as far as to say that. Dwepen, what's your thought? Kapil Dev, common name in all lists.
Yeah, the probably the only Indian all-rounder that we have seen who gets picked in the team both on the basis of his batting and bowling. Like we hardly ever had that. Finally, we are having it now, probably in uh, Ravindra Jadeja and yeah, Ravi Shastri also. Also, we could say that uh, he could come into the team on the basis of both his batting and bowling. But Kapil Dev was Kapil Dev. Kapil Dev, because we have this generation of fast bowlers now because of Kapil Dev. Like if he was not there, like there wouldn't have been this this fast bowling renaissance that we had in the last few years. So Kapil Dev is a no-brainer. He will be there in anyone's India 11, best 11, and mind you, any format. He probably walks into the T20 format without playing a single T20 game as well.
Gigi, if Kapil had been playing in the IPL days, how much would he have gone for in the IPL auction?
So he would have broken the bank. I mean, franchises would have broken the bank for him. मतलब कम से कम मेरे ख्याल से 25 करोड़ तो मुझे कहीं नहीं लगता कहीं नहीं गया था. He would have really been the most an Indian player at that. So would have been really expensive. I mean, would have really come expensive for any franchisee. And especially when he started out. I mean, he would have been and captaincy material at that. So and could win a match from any situation with bat and ball. So would have been and somebody would have played all 14, 16 matches of of that season with this kind of body. So I'm sure, although we don't know, I mean, maybe he would have got injured more frequently in this day and age with matches coming so thick and fast and all the travel. But he would have been an absolute asset to any team in the IPL, and he would have been really. I mean, he would have been one of the sort of the poster boys of the IPL. Would have really helped it sell even more.
Nitin, so all three of you, just to understand, six names common in all three lists: Sunil Gavaskar and Virender Sehwag, Rahul Dravid at number three, Tendulkar at number four. We've got the wicketkeeper Rishabh Pant common in all three lists. Kapil Dev, the seam bowling all-rounder, common in all three lists. One more name which is common in all three lists is Jasprit Bumrah. Nitin, fair to say that after Kapil, he is the most talked about fast bowler to have ever come out of India.
Oh yes, I mean, of late, suddenly because of recency bias, suddenly there's been a lot of ill will that has been generated for Jasprit Bumrah. A lot of unkind things being said about him on social media. We forget that he still played 3 matches and he's taken 21 wickets. I thought Tendulkar yesterday said something very nice. I think that India uh, won 2 Test matches in the absence of Jasprit Bumrah, but that was just pure coincidence. and we ended up losing the two tests that he took 5 wickets in. That is also pure coincidence. That doesn't mean that he was responsible for the loss. It often used to be said even about Tendulkar himself that Tendulkar ने 100 मारा और लेकिन इंडिया हार गया मतलब फायदा क्या हुआ उसका. So, but the fact that India lost despite him scoring so well, that just shows the incompetence or the inability of the others. Though I think the same Bumrah also I think is sailing in the same boat. It's just that he set the bar so high for us that we expect miracles from him every time. He, if even in that World Cup final in 2023, he came within 1 millimeter of dismissing Travis Head, 1 millimeter, and had he got him out there, I think we would have won that game. So it's he is someone who has the map of any pitch that he plays on in his head, and he just knows where to pitch the ball. I think we may get someone of his skill, but I don't think we'll ever get someone of his brains.
Dwepan, do we not value the skills of Jasprit Bumrah with looking at the trolling of Bumrah?
No, we value it's like it's just as Ritin has said, it's a recency bias. Like Bumrah is an AI bowler. Bumrah is not human. Uh, like the from situations that he delivers, from games that he wins, he just takes wickets at will. I have India's greatest all format match winner of all time. With the ball. Let's not fool around with this. It is absolutely it is very silly to even say that Bumrah should not be played, etc., etc., etc. I know this entire discussion is about because but he had two stress fractures the guy had, and then still he is bowling at the same pace. And how did he have the second stress fracture? He bowled in 4 test matches in Australia straight flat. He bowled 8 or 11 spells probably in one day when he finally broke down. So let's not get into that. He is one of a kind, and he is India's greatest uh, bowling match winner. Yeah, that's what it is. He's
No, Gigi, how carefully should India be using Bumrah in the coming days?
Well, I think India have to use him carefully. Whatever said and done, he's an asset and an absolute champion bowler. But I think this WTC cycle में उनको देखो अभी तो ये as Dapan was saying a couple of days back, this thing की two test match series ही है. I mean, we're not really playing a 5 test series till Jan 27 I think against Australia. So
Yeah.
till that, sorry.
Australia.
या ऑस्ट्रेलिया हाँ तो वो 5 टेस्ट सीरीज है वहां पर जाकर वो भी इंडिया में है तो आई डोंट थिंक इंडिया में तो अखाड़े बनेंगे तो वहां तो अक्षर और यही ओपन करेंगे बॉलिंग आई थिंक जडेजा तो वहां तो जरूरत नहीं है बट हाँ मतलब बाय एंड लार्ज व्हेन यू ट्रैवल अब्रॉड फॉर अ नाइस डिसेंट गुड 5 टेस्ट सीरीज आई थिंक तब जस्टिस बुमराह को हमको थैंक यू बोलना चाहिए बिकॉज नहीं हो पाएगा ये 3 टेस्ट खेलना 2 टेस्ट खेलना विल नॉट बी पॉसिबल till that point I think yeah so this WTC cycle should be his last great bowler terrific bowler but we can't have him playing 2 test matches 3 test matches in a 5 test series when you're playing England Australia and Australia or say South Africa and South Africa you've got to he has got to be playing the either the first 3-4 tests straight away or he's not going to be playing in that series you cannot have him pick and choose all the time I think it disturbs the team rhythm which BCCI has realized the selectors have also realized and I think they'll have a quiet word with him कि भाई if you are available you're available for the whole tournament the whole series or you're not there it doesn't work like that this whole pick and choose so I think there's a problem there this
Okay.
for all is this thing he cannot be I mean he's a superstar bowler but then the superstar culture has just been addressed and two of our greats for non-performance they have lost their spot in the team so I think
Okay.
that's the the same rule applies to Jasprit Bumrah as well in terms of availability for important
Yeah,
matches.
yeah. Okay, so now the eighth name common in all three lists is Anil Kumble. Nitin, fair to say India's greatest spinner, at least in terms of records.
Yeah, I think probably one of India's top three match winners of all time. Um, he the kind of spells that he has bowled, the kind of the kind of again. I mean, I'm a huge believer, Chandresh, in a bowler giving a captain control. I mean, I remember Azhar used to just keep on looking for him in the field. When can I get this guy back on? When can I get this guy back on? Uh, I think he was just so dependable. Apart from Arvinda De Silva, I don't think anyone mastered Anil Kumble. Arvinda was one guy, who played him absolutely perfectly. And so ironic that both of them were born on the same day. So it's it's almost a cosmic connection there. So uh, he was someone who you give the ball to, and you know that he will not give you more than he won't give more than 3 runs and over. And you know that at any point in the day, I think Steve Waugh made a fabulous comment about him in 1998. I think Steve Waugh said that at any point of the day he bowls with the same intensity, and he will land the ball at just the right spot and make you feel uncomfortable. And I think Kumble had that ability in him, and the way he reinvented himself towards the latter half of his career when he I think discovered that he can bowl the googly as well. I think post his last 300 wickets, I think came very very fast. I think he bowled beautifully in that Multan Test match also that India won in Pakistan. He took 24 wickets in three Test matches in Australia. I think Saurav Ganguly fought for him and they picked him up as the 17th member in 2003 2004. And yeah, even that Adelaide Test match after Australia were 400 for five. I think Kumble was the guy who took a heap of wickets on day two and ensured that Australia did not go beyond 550, 555 or 556.
Didi Kumble, easy pick again for all three of you.
Yeah. For for all of us, for this generation, like the generation that we come from, Anil Kumble is an easy pick. But probably the generation before us, had they sat down, they would probably have gone for Bhagwat Chandrasekhar, because my father, or like the people who were old, the other generation, they felt that uh, Chandrasekhar was way more destructive, could run through teams on any condition. The quirkiness of it, he was almost probably the Bumrah of spin bowling. Like he was probably like that. But I haven't seen it. So I have seen Kumble, and Kumble and Chandrasekhar are not exactly the same. Though they are leg spinners, they are not the same bowlers. Kumble is about control. Kumble is about the and the wickets, of course. And we should remember that we were not playing on the kind of pitches that we play on now, where and he didn't have DRS. Had he had DRS, that playing on the front foot, all those players who played him in the pad and on the front foot, that would have gone out of the window. So he would probably have ended up with more than 1,000 wickets. That's true for many other spinners. Imagine what Warren and Murli would have done. But yeah, Kumble is like for us, it's Kumble. It's a very easy pick.
And one thing that we forget, Gigi, is the leadership of Kumble. Not just as captain, but as a leader. He led in many ways the Indian side.
Well, he was the. I was told by my first boss. I remember we used to tour a lot that time. That John Wright had once told him in one of the parties that Anil Kumble was the finest captain we never had. And that was before he was made the captain. I think this he told to me in 2005, and 2008 he became the captain of the tour to Australia, 2007-8. And I thought he was fabulous, absolutely, in the way he led the Indian team on that controversial tour. Led India through that monkey gate storm. and the way he came out in the press conference and said only one team was playing in the spirit of the game when both the teams had decided to not claim controversial catches, or be honest about the catches that they took. I thought he was exceptional, and I think he led the bowling attack also for a long while, and was part of the leadership group. Was part of the group that leadership group that was sort of that went to the BCCI and was spoke about player contracts and stuff. So I think on a lot of in a lot of off the field issues also he was looked upon as a leader, and I remember I attended an event of Yuvraj Singh, I think it was in Delhi in 2005 in the Pakistan team was here for an ODI series, and I remember that he said that Kumble was really the true leader on the field, in the sense the entire field setting, everything would go as per his instructions. So really, I mean, somebody whose brain really ticked all the time, and sort of commanded the men that were there, which is why Anil Kumble, which is why Sachin Tendulkar used to call him the greatest match winner of India.
Okay, so eight names we have agreed upon. Now, the other names that will make up this final three of this all-time Test 11. One name which is common in both the Dwaipan's and Nitin's list is Virat Kohli, and both of you have picked Virat as the captain, but not Gigi. Nitin, any doubts at all about Virat as captain and as a member of this all-time Test 11 at number five after Tendulkar?
Never any doubt for me. He, I mean, he just electrified the team. I mean, he right from that game in Adelaide when he took over first, and then when he made that decision that no, we are going to go for the target. Also, that 60 overs of hell at Lords. I don't think any other captain would have believed that we could have dismissed the side in 60 overs. But Virat, I think, fueled that team with in that hurdle of his. Um, he also, we just because he left from that 36 all out situation and came back to India for the birth of his first child, and Rahane took over and India ended up winning. We again, for the swipe generation, it becomes very easy to troll him. I think he was removed in a very, very shameful manner after India had won at the venue that they had never won in, and Centurion in 2021, one of their greatest ever away wins. And he was, and then they won the Test match on the 30th of December, and Chetan Sharma had that controversial press conference on New Year's Eve where it was decided that he's going to be sacked as the one-day skipper, and then immediately I think Virat got the drift of things that were about to happen, and he resigned as a Test captain as well. So I think he is someone who, for us, we never seen captaincy like that. A guy who was insistent on playing with five bowlers, come what may. A guy who wanted pace at all costs. Who recognized that. I think when he took over as captain, India was what, sixth or seventh in the world. Then took the team to number one and set a template that, okay, boss, this is the way we're going to play. We need fast bowlers when we tour abroad. Yes, you can criticize him for the kind of wickets that he chose to play on in India. But then I think those were clearly for WTC points, and it was just a travesty that under his captaincy that India could not win an ICC title. So ironically, that it was a travesty that RCB could not win the IPL title under his leadership. But then that's just But for us, Virat Kohli will be the captain.
Uh, Gigi, are you convinced now? We'll go to DD as well. Are you convinced now that you should have had Virat as part of this all-time Test 11, because his record in Test cricket as captain, as batter, proves itself? You missed out on him. Are you convinced now?
No, not really. But आप मेरी टीम में से निकालोगे किसको to fit in Virat in that middle order?
You have
I mean,
you have Erapalli
yeah,
Prasanna and Bishan Singh Bedi. Do you really need both
yeah.
of them over plus Anil
अगर
Kumble?
अगर oh yeah, three spinners you're saying, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe that, yeah. But in India, if you're playing, then you will be tempted to go in with three spinners, no? Then
But
if
you
you're
have
playing in India,
Kapil Dev and Bumrah as a all
sorry.
condition. You have Bumrah as the all condition ball.
Bumrah is the all conditions bowler. Okay, but you'll be still be tempted to play an extra spinner in spin friendly conditions. I agree. I mean, yeah, maybe you will not play Inapoli Prasanna if you're playing in India and you would rather play an extra batsman in Virat Kohli. But then extra batsman के चक्कर में फिर captain बनाओगे तो मतलब I don't know. I mean, obviously his record is was terrific as a captain and so on and so forth without doubt. But I don't know. I mean, reading I don't know how Virat will be leading all these greats. You know, so I mean, it will be a bit of a tricky this thing task for him to lead this kind of a
So,
team.
so you're
Do you
picking
really
him or
think
not
that?
picking him? I'm not able to understand. You're giving me mixed
Well, मैं बोल
signals
रहा
now.
हूँ pick तो mix इसलिए because I'm saying that if you play in really spin friendly conditions, then I think I would rather go with three spinners. Virat
You're
Kohli was
forgetting
always a
you also
great
have Virender
player of spin
Sehwag.
bowling.
But you're forgetting you also have
Sorry.
Virender Sehwag to you also have Virender Sehwag to bowl a bit of off spin, and you have Tendulkar who has won a Test match.
Wherever they have to taken occasional wickets. It's not like they have run through sides or they've taken
God,
fifers. Joe Root has a better record than them. He took 5 for 9 on that absolute akhada at Ahmedabad in 2021. So like that. But yeah, maybe when you're touring abroad and you're playing on a really, I mean, one of those Perth or Melbourne and Adelaide, you would go for Virat. Yeah, he would be there in my
but
team,
as
and
skipper
he'll be
or
the
not as
captain as all of you rightly feel. He will be the captain of that team. Yeah, obviously has a
okay? All
better
of you,
captaincy record than
all,
Kapil Dev, Sunil Gavaskar, and these people. Yeah,
all
From
of
being
you.
dropped
other
to
guys.
captain.
Yeah. Okay, all of you watching, remember that the three older men were batting for Virat, and the young man in the frame is batting for not for Virat. So you know who you have to look for on social media. Didi, will you be able to convince Gigi on Virat as the all-time Test captain?
No, if he has to be I think he was finally convinced. No, like by the end of his
I
as
am
he was
convinced. By the
making
end
it,
of it, I am convinced.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. By the end of
yeah.
it, he was convinced.
By
So
the end of it, all,
yeah,
all,
like
all the selectors are
yeah.
on the same page, which is very rare.
Mm,
All the selectors on the same
mm.
page on a player, on the captain or
No,
on the
actually,
player.
I know Virat Kohli. The
No
point is
dissenting voice.
like a captain, like why something he brought something new to the table, like a different mindset. So that is why he was the he's probably our captain. Like, just as Tiger Patowdy brought in something new to Indian cricket, Virat Kohli 50 years down the line, what he did in 65 with four spinners, Virat Kohli did that with four pacers in 2018. So it was something new to Indian cricket, a fresh idea that we have thrived with since then. So somebody who shows you the way, like that, just because the why do we say Pep Guardiola is the best coach? Because he brought something new to football. That's Virat Kohli's captaincy is something like
Okay, so we have 9 names that we are convinced about, and now we're down to last two. So it's an extra, one more spinner and one more fast bowler. For the spinner, we have candidates like Ravichandran Ashwin, Erapalli Prasanna, Bishan Bedi. These are the three spinners that come to our mind. We've got two names which are common in one name which is common with Nitin and with Dwaipan. That is Ravichandran Ashwin. Gigi, are
no,
you still there?
Ravichandran Ashwin is in my team for India for Indian
Yeah,
condition.
but you're part of the 11,
Part
sort
of the
of.
mix, yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So are we certain about Ashwin? Both of you, Nitin and Dwaipan?
I will have Ashwin. Yeah,
He provides you an additional all-rounder as well.
yeah, yeah. Very useful bat. Got batted in some tricky conditions in West Indies, especially the Jamaica Test match. I think. Also, I think he batted very well here in Mumbai with Chiteshwar Pujara when Monty Panesar and Grant Swan ran through India. I think so. Yeah, Ashwin will always be there in my 11.
Dwaipan, you also had people like Ravindra Jadeja in your
No,
thought process.
my first choice is after Anil Kumble, it's Ravindra Jadeja because he has the 350 wickets that is there, and I think his batting is better than Ashwin's. And if I have Virat Kohli as my captain, then I will go with his bias as the spinner for a test match at Lords. And so if Virat Kohli is the captain, he will have Ravindra Jadeja hands down. Like with his eyes shut, he will play Ravindra Jadeja because Ravindra Jadeja gives you more. And another thing about Ashwin is that it's because he hasn't played as much as he should have away from home because of Jadeja's batting, we do not have the volume that gives Ashwin the edge as a bowler when we are playing away from home. But when in India, he will be my third spinner in the team. Absolutely no doubt about
So, Nitin, how do we solve this logjam? Jadeja or Ashwin? Or Erapalli Prasanna or Bishan Bedi? The four
See,
options for
Chandresh, one thing I will say, like if we are bringing in Erapalli Prasanna, Bishan Bedi, I think they are bigger spinners. But
Yeah.
we should not bring them in for the simple reason we haven't seen them. Then we have to bring Vijay Hazare in. We have to bring Vijay Marchant in. Like these are great players who are not we are not even discussing. Chandrasekhar, Prasanna, Bedi, these three are like though they don't have the numbers, I think they are better spinners than the spinners we are discussing.
Nitin? Jadeja or
Yeah.
Ashwin?
Ashwin. For me, it's Ashwin. He because of the sheer skill. I think he has greater skill than Ravindra Jadeja. Uh, has dismisses more top order players, key players. Ben Stokes. Then he has a fabulous record against Steve Smith. So and bowls brilliantly to left-handed batters. So Ashwin any day. I think we don't give him enough credit because he wasn't played enough away from home. But I think we I think that's something that we have missed. Especially I think in the WTC final, I think we should have picked Ashwin in. In fact, in that Southampton WTC, I think he was the best bowler.
So, Dwepan.
Actually, me going against Ashwin away from home has a lot to do with two test matches that I covered. One in Johannesburg in 2013 and another in Southampton in 2018.
Yeah,
Both of the test matches should have been won by Ashwin. And the second test match, he had an injury, which he later said that he had an injury, but he failed miserably. And that's why we missed out on winning two very big test matches and losing and consequently losing the series. So I have that slight, like I do not favor Ashwin on foreign conditions because of those two test matches that I have.
But if India was playing at home,
Home is
this
like there is I told no like then I will not have probably Zahir Khan like yeah because I can't drop Bumrah and Kapil Dev so I will probably not have Zahir Khan and have Ashwin. Ashwin in India is a different kettle of fish. India will find that out in these two series that they play that they are going to miss Ashwin at home when they play against West Indies and South Africa. I'm telling you, they are going to feel Ashwin's absence. They are going to feel his absence more than they feel the absence of a Kohli or a Rohit Sharma.
okay. So then, gentlemen, how do we solve this logjam? Jadeja or Ashwin? Who's
well,
more
I'll
con-
always I'll pick Ashwin.
and you, Dwepan, you sticking to
I'm sticking to because I'm going with Virat Kohli as the captain, na, so I'm going with his thought process.
okay, fine. So we'll have to leave it at that, as in like Ashwin or Jadeja. We'll keep it at that at this stage because we don't have GG with us. And finally, the number 11, the one pace bowler that we need. Uh, GG had picked Mohammad Shami. He also had Siraj as the 12th man. Uh, but do these guys really match up to Zahir Khan? Gentlemen,
No.
Nitin, first you.
No. Zach, I think, was just a genius. I think after his stint with Worcester Chandresh in
Okay.
2006, he just became a beast. I mean, if a guy like Chaminda Was comes up to him and says and a guy like James Anderson says that I learned reverse swing how to bowl reverse swing after watching Zach. I think that just shows what kind of a bowler he was. I think he's a bowling coach that India must have. I hope and pray that someone in the BCCI has the good sense because I know that a lot of these young bowlers really revere Zahir Khan. and I hope that he's brought back into the system. He's he the kind of games that he's won for India. Again, I mean, don't look at the fifers. Just look at the two fours and the three fours and the impactful. I think there's one morning in Mohali in 2008 when he just, I think, got what Michael Hussey and Brad Haddon, I think, at crucial time, and broke open that Test match for India. Similarly, I think even in that Trent Test match in England in 2007, when he won that one in which the one Test that India won and helped us win the series, I think he played a big role there. Uh, Dropped off towards the end. I think that Johannesburg Test match. I think he was a part of that Test match, but he could not really uh, play a big role there. But I feel that Zahir Khan, um, with the SG ball in India and with the Dukes in England, I don't think he has a great record with the Kookaburra, but um, but I think any day the left arm variety can tonk a few if you need a few quick runs. Uh, yeah, Zahir Khan takes the cake for me.
Yeah, just the final thought on that number 11 slot. Didi, no debate on Zaire.
No, I don't think so. Like Shami, I also gave Shami a thought, but Zahir Khan, like the second phase, as Nitin was saying, the second phase of Zahir Khan was quite something. And a left arm, we never had a left arm swing bowler like that. Like and he could just swing the ball in a like almost a remote control bowler, the way Bumrah is now. So he also had that skill. Shami is very good, very good. Like I am a big fan of Shami, but probably Zahid Khan, more variety, extreme quality. Uh, Zahid Khan and left arm also, that left arm option. So Zahid Khan is my 11.
Okay, so we have decided on our all-time India Test 11. Just reading it out for everyone's benefit. Sunil Gavaskar and Virender Sehwag to open. Rahul Dravid at number 3. Sachin Tendulkar at number 4. Virat Kohli as the captain. Rishabh Pant as the wicket-keeper. Kapil Dev. Then there was a bit of a log jam. It's Ravichandran Ashwin for Nitin Naik and Ravindra Jadeja for Dwaipan Datta. So we're leaving it at that. Anil Kumble, Jasprit Bumrah, and Zahir Khan at number 11. Though Zahir might want to bat up the order and bat right after Ashwin and Jadeja. Now the number 12, the 12th man. Who are you picking, Nitin?
VVS. Again, I mean, he he somehow or the other always seems to miss out. Unfortunately, he missed out on the World Cup spot. He missed out even in Bangladesh. I think Rahul Dravid being the captain, I think he left him out of a Test match, and he wasn't very pleased with it. Um, but yeah, I think Lakshman deserves to be again. I mean, if any one of them develops an illness or an injury, I think he can easily bat in the top five.
Dwepen, what's your take?
Mm, like 12th man, actually, if I'm thinking of a fielder kind of a situation, like if I have VVS, I cannot keep him out. Like it is very difficult for me to have VVS in the squad and keep him out. So, as because and I'm looking at the 12th man as a great fielding option. So I will have Azhar.
Azharuddin. Okay, fine. Interesting. Interesting. So there we have the final 12 for this discussion. Obviously, all of you can come up with your own final all-time 11. This is what we've come up with. Even now, with this panel, we have not been able to arrive at a solution. Gavaskar and Sehwag to open, Dravid at 3, Tendulkar at 4, Kohli as captain, Rishabh Pant as wicketkeeper, Kapil Dev, Jasprit Bumrah, and Anil Kumble. These are the names that we've all agreed upon, and Zahir Khan. These are the 10 names that we've agreed upon. The two spots that we've not agreed upon is the second spinner, where we've gone with.
If Nitin agrees to Erapalli Prasanna, then I will go with Erapalli Prasanna and leave both Jadeja and Ashwin out.
Nitin is offering you a bargain.
No, but I'll stick with the rider that Dwaipan mentioned right at the start. For cricketers that we have seen.
Okay.
So I think
Okay.
that's very
Yeah.
important.
Okay, okay, fine. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, and the 12th man that the panel has picked is VVS Lakshman or Mohammad Azruddin. Uh, what do you guys think sitting at home and watching us right now? Remember, you can be part of the conversation. Comment below this video and let us know what's your choice for the all-time Test 11. There's one name that's missed out, gentlemen. The
What do
head
you think,
coach.
Chandresh? What do you think?
I think I'll go with Ashwin and with Azruddin as the 12th man.
Okay, okay.
Okay. There's a question about who's going to be the coach of this team.
Uh,
What's your pick?
Hmm.
for
Mine?
sentimental reasons, Gary Costa.
What about you, Didi?
Hmm. Ravi Shastri.
Ravi Shastri. Yeah. So your choice
Yeah.
matches with Amit Atreya's. What about the now we'll go into because it's a modern setup. Who's the batting coach?
Batting coach. I think Sanjay Bangar is a very good batting coach.
Okay. And bowling coach? Bharat Tarun?
Hmm. Or maybe Bharatarun. I think this Morny Markel will create a very good pool of pace bowlers. Actually, Bharatarun never looked like a pace bowler to me. That's the problem.
And finally, the fielding coach.
I
Could we
remember
get
Bharatarun's first delivery in Test cricket.
Yeah,
Came up and fell down.
yeah,
That somehow stuck on my mind forever.
yeah.
And I saw him as the Bengal coach relegating Bengal.
So you're a man with a lot of mental scars for a different reasons. And finally, the fielding coach. Could we get Azruddin to double up as the fielding coach?
yeah.
Why not?
Okay, fine. So that's it from us today. Thanks a lot, gentlemen, for joining us. Fairly long show that we had today for a variety of reasons. Gaurav Gupta, thanks a lot for joining us. As always, Nitin, Dwepan, and all of you watching us right now, thanks a lot for joining us. And also the backend team. That's it for today. We'll be back tomorrow with yet another show. Till then, remember to like, share, subscribe, and comment on these videos. And also keep joining and be part of the conversation. We'll be back soon. Till then, take very good care of yourselves. It's goodbye and God bless.
Thank you.